You're listening to Sports Radio Detroit.
Well. well. You know, Fred, this podcast doesn't work unless you respond to me. I know it got away from you last week, and you were too drunk to podcast last week, but I expect you to be in a sober state of mind and at least remember the rules of podcast physics for this week's episode of Parsons and Slow on Sports Radio Detroit and AlienXRadio.com.
So I says to Mabel, I says, sorry, Mike.
Yeah, so what happened last week, Fred? Get a little too tipsy to cast the pod?
Mike, I wasn't tipsy per se. I was just in a position to where I wasn't able to leave my current environment of opening day baseball to come and record our top tier podcast program with you. I was stuck in the annals of entertainment and enjoyment and baseball fun.
Yeah, because, Fred, I hear that opening day in Albuquerque, New Mexico gets a little crazy.
No one here even cares. It's up. I'm literally texting my boss. I'm like, so can my guys wear baseball jerseys today, or what's the rule for opening day? Like let's get jazzed. And she's like, opening day for what? It's like daylight savings time already happened. And I'm like, how is that your association?
Yeah.
That doesn't even make sense.
So what were you celebrating St. Louis Cardinals opening day? Is that
Yeah, I mean, I was. I was doing that. Because I miss it. Because I miss St. Louis, Missouri, and the way they do opening beers, the way they do it with Here Comes the King. Dun, 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 dun,
what, are you the king?
It goes on for an hour as they introduce.
What is that? Is that something people in St. Louis would know what you're talking about? Because I'm lost.
Are you being serious right now?
I'm dead serious, Napoleon.
So if you are not aware, the Anheuser-Busch is St. Louis, right?
Right, like the car companies are Detroit. Yes.
Yes. So Here Comes the King is the national anthem of Budweiser. Are you ready?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Here comes the king, here comes the big number one.
It's a polka.
Budweiser beer,
it's the best.
King is second to none.
Should I be standing with my hand on my heart?
Just say Budweiser, you've said it all.
Or kneeling if I'm
Here
protesting?
comes the king of beer, so
No, you would never protest.
I'm Kaepernicking this thing right now.
All right, we're going to find that on the comeback. You're going to get that on the playback. But so what it is they for an hour they play that, and then every Major League Baseball Hall of Famer who was ever a Cardinal, every St. Louis Cardinal Hall of Famer, every former player, every minority that ever played for the Cardinals, they walk them out and parade them around Busch Stadium, and it lasts 6 days and 7 nights.
It's like Hanukkah.
Yeah, it's Hanukkah, and as you know, and I think I've already stated this, St. Louis, Missouri does baseball better than anyone in the whole country, no matter what ever. Only gas stations are open on opening day. That's it. Everything else, the city comes to a screeching halt, and dogs hug cats, and virginities are lost, and God rains down on the rest of the country, except for what is Busch Stadium 3, the finest baseball venue ever built.
So you said that St. Louis does opening day the best. I feel like
opening day and bagels. Those are the two things St. Louis does the best.
Which last week, St. Louis bagels caused quite a ruckus. But I digress, Fred. I feel like every city with a Major League Baseball team that's not New York or Los Angeles thinks they do opening day the best. In Detroit thinks they do opening day the best.
They do not.
I used to do some work with the fine city of Cincinnati. They think they do opening day the best. I bet you Chicago, Wrigleyville probably thinks it does opening day the best. Milwaukee probably does. I think all the Midwest cities think that they do opening day the best, and Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know who's right, Fred.
Well, I mean, I don't want to. I don't know. I don't even know what the best way to say is. I don't want to like William Barr this whole thing, but not the best. Nothing. No incriminating evidence. It's St. Louis. There you go. That's my breakdown of your breakdown, because that's what I do now. Is I give summaries of summaries.
Yeah.
So from now on, if you say, and I'm just going to use our current example as the example, if you say the best baseball city is Anaheim, California.
Doubt it.
I'll say, well, the summary shows
Yeah.
that there's no collusion between baseball and Anaheim, California actually being the best.
Right. I
That's
feel
what I'll say.
like you're trying to do two shows right now, because last week was such a news-dense week, and we missed it because you were drunk in a gutter somewhere. It came out last week that the Mueller report found that there wasn't enough evidence to indict Donald Trump for collusion with Russia.
Did it find that, or do we know? Do we know?
Well, I'll tell you what, Fred. I do agree that the entire report should be released, but I guarantee you no one's going to read that whole thing. So even if there was some shit in there, we're probably not going to find it because we don't want to read, what was it, a few thousand pages? Bill
Barr says, yeah, I'll release it to you once I get done reading it. They're like, you already get the fucking summary, dog.
Yeah.
You should have already read it. What?
Well, here's the thing,
what the deuce?
Here's the thing. Even if there was something in there, William Barr is
Billy Barr.
Billy Barr. Billy Barr for Sham-O-Matic. Rest in peace.
That's a good.
He's a Trump appointee, and I don't know. I'd like to give him the benefit of the doubt, but if a guy that you gave a job to is making the decision whether charges should be pressed against you, I'm going to guess that you're not going to have charges pressed against you.
I read a book one time. It was about this guy, and the viewpoints of this guy with his 12 friends, and what they did. He
was a cat, and he had a hat, and there's a lot of rhyming.
No. He's actually known for his long hair. He wouldn't cover it up.
Oh, okay.
So this guy. So this book was written, and it's written by these guys. I don't know what's a good word if you have a group of people that you hang out with a lot, and they're pretty committed,
a circle jerk.
Disciples.
Okay.
So these 12 disciples wrote this long book about this guy. His name's Jesus. So they wrote this book, and it's just only Jesus's friends are telling stories about Jesus.
Sure.
So you're not getting the stories.
Great guy
from
Jesus.
Yeah, no, stand up, dude. But you're not getting stories from any of the Seinfelds or the Goldsteins.
Yeah.
They're not giving their perspective, and that's what I feel this is.
That's the Old Testament. The Seinfelds and the Goldsteins are saying, hey, this Jesus guy. You're over-exaggerating a little bit. This Jesus, good guy, a bit of a big talker. That's what the Seinfelds and the Goldsteins would say about Jesus. And, Fred, and then Jesse Smollett, all 16 charges dropped against him. Everyone was shocked. The FBI is going to investigate. I think that prosecutor woman is going to get fired or face some charges on her own. And I believe we are all caught up on last week's show. So I'm ready to proceed with this week's show.
April Fools.
To proceed with this week's show. And Fred, I have to say, and I've been saying this for a long time, now that both Alex Jones' lawyer and Alex Jones himself have admitted in a court of law under oath that he is full of crap,
right?
Can we stop listening to what Alex Jones says and taking him seriously?
The problem I have with Alex Jones is I know for a fact that he shot and killed Nipsey Hussle. I know that for a fact.
Right, because Nipsey Hussle was going to blow the whistle on big Alex Jones.
Yeah, what else could it be? That's how I see it. Because Alex Jones, literally you can put the word Alex Jones next to any story in the news, and Alex Jones tells you how there's a crazier thing going on than that story.
Well,
that is a talent. That is a entertaining skill.
It is, and that's how he's made his living. About a year or so ago, Alex Jones was embroiled in a bitter custody battle with his ex-wife.
Did not win.
Yes.
Spoiler.
Well, and his ex-wife said, look, listen to his radio show. The guy's unhinged. He shouldn't be around children. To which his lawyer said, that's just a character he plays on the radio. All that stuff is made up. He's actually a sane, decent guy. What he says on the radio is 100% BS. His lawyer said that in a court of law under oath. This week, parents of Sandy Hook victims sued Alex Jones because Alex Jones says that Sandy Hook was a hoax put on by the government to control guns, and all the people, the slain children and their family were all crisis actors, part of this big government conspiracy to push gun control by staging the shooting of elementary school kids. Well, under oath, Alex Jones said, hey, my bad. Yeah, I said all those things because I was in a form of psychosis. So Alex Jones has admitted that, A, he's full of crap, he's just a character, and B, that he's a psychopath. And all you need to know about Alex Jones, Fred, his radio show is designed to make you feel like civilization is coming to an end so that you'll buy his doomsday gear that advertises on his radio show. He sells stuff like emergency water kits, meals ready to eat, like soldiers in combat would have, where you just open it up and your meal is freeze dried and ready to go. He sells
lots of calories,
iodine unpoisoning kits. So
what is a what? What was that last one?
Iodine depoisoning kits
when faced like with poison, you would be prepared to combat that?
Well, Fred, everything in the air and in the water is designed to poison you, so you have to buy these iodine kits to purify yourself.
That's not real.
So
that's not a real thing.
None of it's real. So all he's trying to do is scare you into buying his snake oil doomsday BS products.
Okay, in the most articulate way I can put it. Are you ready?
Yeah, let's hear it.
I don't know what a crisis actor is.
Because it's not a real thing.
I don't understand the idea that you use crisis actors to create crises to pass gun control laws when, and here I am, full of spoilers today, no gun control laws got passed.
100%. That's your proof.
I don't have the need for a bug-out bag to have to survive 3 weeks in the wild during a complete government shutdown waiting for the government to save me. That sentence doesn't even make sense.
Because it's not reality.
So you believe that Alex Jones does not live in reality?
I believe that Alex Jones lives in reality. I believe Alex Jones doesn't...
is retarded.
No, I think he doesn't believe his own conspiracy theories. I think he is a serial First Amendment abuser, and he's found a way to make money off of gullible people, and he just keeps raising the stakes because the more he freaks people out, the more product he sells.
There are so many gullible people.
Well, and kind of here's the method, Fred. There's enough examples out there of news organizations being wrong. They either fabricate a story to fit their narrative or they misreport facts.
Yes, I watched the newsroom. I know what you're talking about.
And when they misreport facts, for the most part, they issue retractions. But these snake oil salesmen, they only show you the clips of the mistakes that were made. They don't show you the retractions. So they take the examples out there, few and far between, but they're out there, of the media lying to you. And they say, look at all these media lies. I'm telling you the truth. The media's lying to you. And here's 5 examples in a YouTube video. And they're like, oh, wow, this guy has convinced me that the media is lying to me. Well, he's convinced me other people are lying to me, so I'm going to believe every single word that he says. And then so people, these quote-unquote skeptics, if they read something in the mainstream media, they'll do a whole bunch of research and find a whole bunch of unverified facts to explain away the mainstream news. But anything Alex Jones or these conspiracy theory websites tell them, they believe hook, line, and sinker. And the problem with arguing with conspiracy theorists, they put more work into being wrong than you do into being correct.
So, like, and I'm not trying to throw everything out the window that I ever learned about research, right? Like, I have a college degree in historical studies. Like, a big part of that was, like, learning proper research, okay? I feel that if you have to go to, I don't know, the second page of Google, then that is poor research. Like, I feel like the information you need would be available probably not just on the first page of Google results, but literally probably the first deal. Like,
but you see, Fred, Google's in on it. They bury the good research pages and pages deep. See, they have a fairy tale to explain away every real facet of reality.
Is there like a ton of pussy in conspiracy theories?
My guess is no.
So what's the point? I don't understand what you're going out there for. Like, okay, like I watched that flat earth thing on Netflix, right? Did you watch that? It's like the funniest shit ever made.
No, I didn't, but...
Okay, you should watch it. You have my Netflix password. Go watch Netflix. Watch the flat earth thing. And then by my Netflix password, I mean my buddies that I gave to you. So watch
There's
that.
There's only 3 people on Earth that pay for Netflix.
I am not one of them.
Nor I.
So there was the main protagonist of the Netflix Flat Earth documentary, which I don't remember the name of, but we're just going to keep referring to it as this. The only reason he is like a Flat Earth enthusiast is because there's a girl he wants to have sex with. That's the whole premise of the whole movie. Like,
wow.
So if Alex Jones is like, no, listen, I am crazy because I get laid a lot from it, then I'm like, oh, totally get it. I'm with you 110%, Alex Jones. But if Alex Jones is like, I'm crazy because I'm crazy? No, I'm not in now, Alex. Alex, this is bad. You like AJ, you stop that. Like what? Like if you put that much effort into chasing girls or your marriage or not being hated by everyone, then you would have like a pretty decent life.
And I've never thought of that aspect, Fred, the chasing tail aspect of conspiracy theorists. But my guess, you a while back you introduced me to a term, incels.
Yes, which I learned about from Reddit.
The what? And incel stands for what?
Involuntarily celibate.
Right. So guys, not a whole lot of luck in the ladies' department, and not by their own, not for lack of trying. So my guess is that there probably are a lot of incels in the conspiracy theory movement, and they probably do that because I feel like they're like, oh well, you know what? I'm not getting any action, but at least I know the truth. Like they need to find something to give themselves a sense of superiority, and knowing "quote unquote" the truth gives them that superiority.
I think they're like the "quote unquote" truth is like the craziest shit, right? Because like who am I to say what's right from wrong? Who are you to say what's right from wrong? Who's anyone, right? So if I do think there's like expectation, I think that's a thing. Like I expect a lot of what I see to be true, and I understand some of it won't. With that said, the guys that are super far right, like your Alex Jones and like your Ben Shapiro's and like these dudes, they're just like fucking nut jobs. Your Tommy Lorenz. It's super difficult for me to hear them even say something that might be factual and believe it. Other side of that exact same coin, I do not put any fucking weight in like Stephen Colbert or John Oliver,
right,
or like any of these like far left, like any of the 12 circulated hosts on The View. Like I can't buy into that shit either.
Because it's almost showbiz at that point,
isn't it?
It's not really, it's not news and analysis. It's showbiz.
I don't know. I have a reason to believe that, like, Donald Trump is not the second coming of Jesus Christ. I have a reason to believe that. With that said, he is probably also not death incarnate. He's probably not. So, like, but like, depending on which voice I want to hear, I can get that message.
Right. Whatever opinion you have, Fred, there are tons of articles, and there is at least one news channel that says you're right. We have to hit a quick break. It's Parsons.
Oh, do we? See, I'm out of syncs. I took a week off. I'm out of syncs.
Well, you know what? I don't know if we have to take a break or it's just a lie perpetuated by the lamestream media. But I'm going to be a cuck anyway and hit the break. It's Parsons and Slow, Sports Radio Detroit, AlienXRadio.com.
Welcome to Grave Discussions. I am your host, Barnabas.
And I am your co-host, Samael.
Be sure to join us on the Sports Radio Detroit Network.
And you better make sure you stalk our Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Grave Discussions, and go to our website, gravediscussions.net.
Looking to reach new potential customers? SRD can help. We work with any size business and budget. Plus, our amazing listener base grows every day. For more information on how your business can advertise with us, feel free to send us an email at sportsradiodet@gmail.com. That's sportsradiodet@gmail.com. SRD, Detroit's podcasting home.
Mike, I was fooled late last week, Mike.
Oh?
I did not know until, all right, so this is a today I learned, but I'm going to preface it
TIL
with.
for you Redditors.
Yeah, but I actually learned it some time ago. Okay, so I learned it last week, but today I'm learning you. Are you ready?
Yes.
Yelp doesn't actually give out awards.
I never thought Yelp gave out awards.
Yeah, no, you can get like plaques that are like Yelp certified, but it's not actually a thing. So don't think that's actually a good restaurant. You can send money to Yelp and they'll send you a plaque.
Oh, so it is sent by Yelp, but it's not it's not the most genuine, honest award.
No. So on like YouTube, whenever you get like 1 million or 100,000 subscribers or whatever, and they send you like a plaque?
No, but I believe you.
Okay, so that's an actual thing. Like, congrats on your milestone. Mm-hmm. With Yelp, you send them money. That's the bullshit.
We should get a Yelp plaque for Parsons and Slow.
Mikey's List.
There you go. So,
I love this, where you review things that no one else has interest in.
Here is my friend's mixtape. He made it in his basement with GarageBand. It's fire. Number one on Mike's list.
I sat down with my nephew, who's 12, and looked at his Lego collection. Here are my thoughts. You're like, what? Yeah, it's a strong Lego collection. Like, he's got some old ones, some new ones. Is that a Star Wars set?
Yeah, he just followed the directions.
Right. He won't let me break them down, and I asked his mom, who's my sister, and she told me they're not my toys.
What a bitch!
Like, this is dynamite content, Mike.
So wait, is the plaque actually sent by Yelp?
Yeah, but you have to send it's like classic like TV scam shit. Like, you have to send like the money, then plus like a cashier's check for shipping and handling.
So I'm guessing there's a story behind this bombshell expose right now, Fred.
No, I was just disappointed.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah, it was restaurant. The restaurant was not for shit. The Yelp thing is not a real thing.
Well, then you know what? You can send the Orlando AAF team their championship Yelp trophy because the AAF has gone belly up midway through its first season, and I forgot the name of the Orlando team, but they were 7-1, and they're claiming to be the champions of the AAF.
This is a tough minute for me right now because that's all we're going to talk about this, because I was a lifelong Arizona Hot Shots fan. I was there at the beginning. I was there through the hard times. I watched their first victory, which I just now got goosebumps even talking about it. I remember it just like it was last week. It's been really difficult to watch a beloved league fold over a measly $275 million.
Yeah.
Like, just unacceptable, really.
Yeah. Well, what were they? The Arizona Renegades? What's the name of the team?
Arizona.
Are you Googling it?
The Arizona Hotshots, presumably based out of Phoenix. I never got to a game, but that's okay.
So did the Arizona Hotshots, do they play that thing that they play at St. Louis Cardinal games for their Ring of Honor? Who would you put in the Arizona Hotshots Ring of Honor? Leave it below in the comments.
You know what? Here's who I'm going to put in. All the fans.
All three of them.
It just folded. Just flat out fucking folded for $275 million. And then the same day it folded, Vince McMahon sold $275 million worth of WWE stock. Where's Alex Jones? Give me my conspiracy now.
Yeah, we got a real conspiracy, Alex Jones. You're just sitting in court with your thumb up your ass.
Why don't Alex Jones and John Oliver combine their powers here to identify what's wrong with the world of second-tier professional football leagues?
You are so pissed at John Oliver.
I'm so fucking mad at John Oliver. Yeah, we've had this talk on air, but I'm going to bring it. Do you remember, okay, so there was Coney 2012, right?
Uh-huh.
And then right after that, there was Why I Love God But Hate Religion. Do you remember that?
Vaguely, yes.
Okay, so it was like a hard edit on a YouTube channel, and it was like just a good edit, and it's written really well. And and that's what John Oliver is. John Oliver is a clever edit with clever writing, and he's besieging my favorite thing in the whole world, WrestleMania, which is happening this weekend. And I swear to God, I will slit upon my wrist if the Beast Brock Lesnar beats Seth Rollins.
Now, I just want our listeners out there to know that for the past 25 minutes, I've been fighting Fred back. I've been doing my best to not bring up John Oliver, but Fred's waving his WrestleMania cup in my face.
Every cup I own is a cup I've got at a WWE pay-per-view. Every cup in my house.
So, Fred, let it out. The mean man on HBO said bad things about your rasslin, and now you're mad.
He's the worst. I hate him. I hate him so much. I don't even want to never see him again there.
I've never seen an episode of John Oliver, but I've had many people tell me I need to watch this John Oliver video, whatever the big John Oliver video is on YouTube. And then I click on it, and it's a 20-minute video.
It's unacceptable.
And although I can sit and watch Netflix for hours on end, there's no way in hell I'm watching a 20-minute YouTube video.
Hey, also, here's the thing. I'm looking to hire someone for some work, okay? I want to hire someone for a job.
I'll do it.
Cool. So I'm going to do, a little bit of research to identify whenever what type of person this person is, right? So let's say I go to their social media and I'm looking at their social media, and let's say their header photo, I'm trying to hire an adult, okay? Let's say their header photo is fucking Disneyland.
Okay.
And then all their quotes are from The Office, okay?
Okay.
Are you following me with this?
Not really, but I'd like to see where this goes.
I hate that person. I cannot hire that person for anything because as an adult, you should not strongly identify with the Magic Kingdom, and you should not tell me how I need to embrace a TV show from 10 years ago for its current relevancy. Okay. Are you following me?
Let's close this circle, Fred, because you're losing me more and more.
I hate John Oliver more than I hate those people.
Oh, okay. Okay, I see what that's not the direction I thought it would go, but at least it kind of made sense. Well,
I'm just saying I have a lot of strong dislikes, and John Oliver has John Oliver's trebucheted himself to the top of that list of things.
So what did John Oliver say about wrestling?
He said maybe they don't treat the wrestlers so great because they don't have retirements or medical care, and they can't afford their funeral expenses when they die young from the lifestyle that they had to endure.
Wasn't there a documentary with Mick Foley and Jake the Snake Roberts about that very subject?
Oh, cool. Yeah, that's one of many.
Over 2 decades ago? I mean, this is
not a new story.
This isn't really. This really isn't the Yelp plaque bombshell of a story, Fred.
It's a dead horse, is what it is. Similar to all my childhood wrestling heroes.
Well, and you know
Ted.
what? I bet you Vince McMahon won't cover the medical expenses of that dead horse.
No, it's not his fault the horse died. He just rode it until it died.
Yeah. Honestly, if Stone Cold would have stayed in the Federation, they would have health care by now.
Oh, that's a given. Because,
Yeah.
I mean, how many work environments can you be in whenever a guy can drive into the workplace in a truck full of beer, pull out a hose, unopposed, mind you,
Yeah.
and then turn that fireman's hose full of beer onto, I don't know, everyone? That doesn't happen at my job. I don't know what fantasyland you live in, Mike, but not here.
I mean, really, WWE Attitude Era Stone Cold Steve Austin was the only employee strong enough to be the union representative and to negotiate with Vince McMahon with two middle fingers and a stunner. And he retired because he could have been paralyzed. Well, you know what,
Oh,
Stone
yeah.
Cold? You just left The Rock. You left Mankind. You left who's big now, Fred?
Ronda Rousey?
You left Ronda Rousey all in the lurch, and now none of them have health insurance.
It's just a tough run. That's all I'm trying to say. Like, I hate John Oliver now.
If
That's it.
Stone Cold dropped the ball on getting maternity leave for wrestlers, give me a hell yeah. Give me a hell yeah, Fred.
Hell yeah. He's so fucking funny. You're so funny.
All those in favor of unionizing, give me a hell yeah.
Yeah, but like, though, yeah, and everyone's very confused because everyone has CTE so bad, so you end up just voting it out.
Right.
You have no idea.
And then all opposed Stone Cold just goes around the room and gives everyone who's opposed to unionizing a stunner. It's like,
That's so funny.
now it's unanimous.
No, it's and I'm over the John Oliver thing, obviously. Like I'm not super really that mad, but it's like WrestleMania week. Like, I know, like, you fish when the water's chummed, but like, I mean, give me a little reprieve. Like, I'm a 34-year-old man, and I only get one day of the year to celebrate my boyhood joyfulness, and John Oliver's going to hit me with facts.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, you're already down 10 in the fourth quarter of life as a 34-year-old who still watches wrestling. John Oliver doesn't need to rub salt in that wound.
if he thinks that I'm paying for my HBO subscription, he's got a lot to learn.
Well, the same three people who pay for Netflix are the same three suckers who pay for an HBO subscription. Everyone else just uses their friends.
Hey, did you see? Okay, so there were like records, right? There have always been records, right? Okay, and movies had records. Mm-hmm. So it's like opening weekend box office is a record, right?
Yeah.
And that's every year. There's a new one every year.
Okay.
And every year, Marvel fucking blows it out the fucking water. Did you see these pre-sales on these tickets?
No, but I find the Marvel universe to be tedious and laborious, and I feel like if you are one movie behind, you're just behind the whole series.
Just because there's 22 of them?
Yeah, and you have to watch all of them or you're lost. Like what? What? Loki's a good guy now?
Yeah, that's a really excellent point. It is like a diverse storytelling mechanism.
Too much.
But the point. No, it's not too much. That's what like I said the sentence the other day to my girlfriend and to my workplace. Hey, so do we have like a plan in place for Avengers? Because I have to be there. Like, I can't miss it.
Like an emergency contingency plan.
Yeah, like we're all fully aware that I'm not available. Like, I wanted to not have to finish that sentence. You know, I wanted to start talking and be like, hey, next Thursday I'm gonna be, and then I did like ellipses hands, like waiting for them, and then you're gonna be what? Like, I was like offended. I was offended.
Well, it sounds like it'd be easy for you to request it off because nobody else wants it off for the Avengers. So I feel like there's your plan right there.
Requesting, I take.
Yeah. Well, that it'll be easy for you to take the night off to see the 12 o'clock Avengers.
I'm sorry I got so distracted from AAF. I've been so fired up. I haven't had the microphone in 2 weeks.
I know. And look, Fred, I got to be honest. This next topic probably should have been our lead, but it really is just melting our brain. It's melting my brain. Joe Biden has not quite declared his candidacy for president, but I feel like out of all the people in the crowded Democrat field, Joe Biden has the best chance of beating Donald Trump in 2020. And there's been rumors circulating on what a creep Joe Biden is for years and years. And this week, people are coming forward with allegations that he gets a bit handsy, that he sniffs women's hair, that he rubs his nose against other women without their consent. And these aren't quite Kavanaugh-level allegations, but a lot of liberals defending him sound a lot like the conservatives that were defending Kavanaugh back in the fall, such as, why is this coming out now? Or do you think maybe they could have wrote a note to Joe Biden before going public? It's just it's just really interesting how people on one side of the aisle will sound exactly like someone on the other side of the aisle, depending on whose person is being accused.
Here's why it needs to happen. Do you remember when Ted Cruz was running for president?
Yes, vaguely.
Oh, okay. Do you remember when the one Bush was running for president that hadn't been president yet?
Jeb?
Do you remember when everyone else was running for president and Donald Trump just straight flamed him nonstop?
Right.
Ran him through it.
Yeah, he was not bound by normal etiquette and decorum.
No. What if you put like old Uncle Joe out there? Like what if you put Donald Trump up against old Petty Joe, and then it just I won't look away from the TV. Like, I will be entertained, like Russell Crowe asked if I was.
Well, I feel like, remember those memes that were going around with Joe Biden and Barack Obama being best friends? And
yes,
Joe Biden was like the mischievous prankster, and Obama had to reel him in. I feel like if Joe Biden was running for president and those memes came out right before the election, those memes would have gotten Joe Biden elected.
The memes now are not as generous to old Joe.
No.
They're like, have you seen the videos? Like, I'm being serious. Like, have you seen them?
There is the one video I saw, the wife of Ash Carter, who was Secretary of Defense. He was in Obama's cabinet, and when he was being announced, Joe Biden,
he shoos him away.
Yeah, Joe Biden's got like his hands on Ash Carter's wife's shoulders, like giving her a shoulder rub, and it's creepy. It is creepy.
It's creepy.
I mean, it's not rape allegations, but they're still allegations, and they should still be taken seriously.
I have never one time been in a situation where, like, I understand personal space, but I think my best bet here would be to double clasp your already clasped hands around the outside with my hands, lean my forehead into your forehead to where we're abridged at that point, where our noses are almost touching, and then whisper sweet whatevers, condolences, encouragement, welcome, fill in the fucking blank, and then move away from that person and say, yeah, I did a pretty not creepy thing there.
Yeah,
that's not how my brain works.
There's this level of creepiness that I think a lot of people use to get away with it, where it's overt enough to make people uncomfortable, but it's not so obvious that you can call them out right away. So you've got this weird kind of defenseless sort of questioning yourself feeling, and it's very disconcerting. And like a guy, Joe Biden's been a senator for a long time. He was vice president for 8 years. Mm-hmm. People who feel uncomfortable and feel like their personal space is being invaded are not going to be as comfortable being forthright with someone in his position. And
hold on, you're basically defending Michael Jackson right now. Like,
no, I'm not. I'm telling you why victims, for lack of a better word, why victims don't just say something in the moment. I'm speaking up for the victims.
Well, I get that, but what I'm saying is like as the perpetrator, like as the predator, okay, classic Scarface situation, right? First you get the money, then you get the power, right? So Joe, like creepy Uncle Joe, has both those things,
right? And I'm saying he took advantage of those things.
Yes, like that's why he's a bad dude,
right?
Like if he's a bad dude, to me, it's hard for me to call creepy bad. But I can call creepy.
Sure. And the thing is, look, at this point, Fred, if nothing else comes out, this isn't going to derail his presidency. Even the women who said that he invaded their personal space are saying this shouldn't disqualify him as president. But what it should do is put him under a microscope and make sure that he never crossed a line more so than he crossed here. And make sure that he never really was accused of sexual assault or committed it. I think that's what this should do.
Wait, have you seen that? Because I didn't see that.
No, no, he didn't. No, he hasn't yet. What I'm saying is that these allegations within themselves don't disqualify him. But what it should do is shine a light on his history and make sure that he's never he's never committed a more egregious violation.
The times they are a changin'. You familiar with that little phrase?
Yes. Although I don't think it was ever socially acceptable to sniff another woman's hair.
Okay. Maybe you've never partied. No. What I'm trying to... All right. I just saw a video the other day how the Pope doesn't let people kiss the ring anymore. Are you familiar with this?
Yes. Is it sanitary reasons, or he thinks that it's too hoity-toity, like he's a man of the people and you don't need to kiss the Pope's ring because he's one of you?
Well, and you might not believe this. I don't have personal correspondence with the fucking Pope, so I don't know the reason.
I'm sorry, I was thinking of the old Pope. I forgot there's a new one.
No, me and Benedict, that was a whole other story.
You and Benny.
So, but yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Some things that were normal for a while aren't normal anymore. And I do very much believe that there's a culture of people out there, and we probably have some listeners from that culture, where if it wasn't that weird for creepy Uncle Joe to be creepy because he was just creepy Uncle Joe, it was cool. But not we're it's a different day and age. You can't just be like a fucking creep. You can't kiss the Pope's ring anymore. I could add more things to this list. It's just you gotta be more self-aware, and I need a president who's and this is gonna sound like old man slow, but I need a president who's up with the times.
Sure.
Because I don't need no fucking weird stuff, man. The times now is you run everyone's name through the mud, you lie continuously, and eventually you get summarized out of going to jail.
It's the new American dream.
It's similar to our podcast. Look, Mom, I'm doing it.
And she's so ashamed. Yeah, nice job, Fred. Way to come back after almost dying of alcohol poisoning last week.
No, you see, you're really blowing it. I was in a group, and I couldn't leave the place I was at.
I started a GoFundMe, and we raised $25,000.
I'm not a wrestler on my deathbed. I don't need a GoFundMe. What I was a guy who was stuck at a public venue with his buddies watching opening day baseball, and I'm like, dog, I can't. I'm drinking with the king.
Right. Because you're not gonna get up in the middle of a social gathering. You're like, gotta go, guys. I gotta go do my podcast.
That's grosser than Joe Biden.
Thanks for listening, Pauls. Bye.
Good job, everyone. GG.